It's going down. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of It's Going Down, being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Ukraine has put world on brink of nuclear catastrophe, Moscow. Kiev's attack on the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant are acts of terrorism, Duma Chairman Volodin says. Ukraine's attacks on the Zaporozhye nuclear plant are creating an unacceptable risk, the chairman of the State Duma, Vyacheslav Volodin, said on Tuesday. Moscow will act to prevent a disaster from happening, while the United States does not seem to care about the potential damage to Ukraine and its European NATO allies. The Speaker of the Russian Parliament has said, it says Kiev's terrorist actions are putting the world on the brink of a nuclear catastrophe. Kiev's terrorist actions are putting the world on the brink of a nuclear catastrophe. Kiev's terrorist actions are putting the world on the brink of a nuclear catastrophe. Hold on. Second Esdras, right? Chapter 15, verse 5. Second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 5. Behold, save the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Now let's read that again. Behold, save the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. The first one is what? The sword. Okay? The main sword which the Lord is going to bring on the world is the intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? Because World War III is going to escalate into a nuclear war. Okay? World War III is going to escalate into a nuclear war. In which, because even the United States of America, even they're going to shoot out their nukes too, and certain countries are going to be hit with intercontinental ballistic missiles, such as China, maybe parts of Australia, parts of Russia. But the main target of this nuclear war is going to be the United States of America. Well, the main targets of this coming nuclear war is going to be the United States of America and the land of Israel. Okay, so the sword is one of the plagues that the Lord is going to bring on the world. So Kiev's terrorist actions are putting the world on the brink of a nuclear catastrophe. We cannot allow this to happen, Volodin said, opening the legislators' autumn session. While the United States may be far away from the plant, their NATO allies in Europe stand to suffer in case of radioactive release, Volodin noted, adding that the government and the EU parliaments are silent about the threat. But many other states around the world share Russia's concern about the situation. Russia has controlled Europe's largest nuclear plant since March. Attacks on the facility started in July, with Russian Defense Ministry documenting more than 30 artillery and drone strikes, as well as 2 attempts by Ukrainian commandos to storm the plant. One during the visit of an International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) mission earlier this month. Kiev has accused Moscow of staging the shelling to make Ukraine look bad, even though its military eventually admitted to targeting the area. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. These are the words of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars, but don't be troubled, right? And ultimately, we know that ultimately this World War III is going to kick off when the so-called Israelis go into the land of Israel. Okay, the proof of that is right here. Okay, which is why you shouldn't be worried when you hear about things like this, because ultimately World War III is going to begin starting with the so-called Israelis. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 45, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Babylon, which is America, and his purposes that he had proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. The ancient Chaldeans were witches, warlocks, sorcerers. Okay, today's witches, warlocks, and sorcerers, which operate within the shadows, sending up spells and curses and demonic enchantments on people, especially the Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. Your modern day witches, warlocks, and sorcerers today that operate in these secret societies will be the Illuminati. They are your modern day Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Who's the least of the flock? That's talking about the so-called Israelis. Are they not the ones going around telling the world that they are the flock of the Lord? Okay, are they not telling the world they're Jewish? So they're basically calling themselves the flock of the Lord. So the scripture said that the least of the flock shall draw them out. Shall draw who out? Shall draw the United States of America out. Draw the United States of America out into where? Into the land of Israel, along with their confrontation against Iran. Or, I mean, not the land of Israel, but the Israelis. All right, I'm going to read it again. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So the least of the flock, which is the so-called Israelis, they're going to draw the United States of America out into this confrontation against Iran. Because Iranians' invasion is going to start with the so-called Israelis making their move on Iran first. And then they're going to draw the United States into their confrontation against Iran. When that happens, that's going to be the drawing point between Russia and the United States, because Russia has interest which they greatly benefit from in Iran. Once that is threatened, that's it. That's the drawing point between the United States and Russia. And just like that, there's going to be war between Russia and the United States, because Russia is not going to just let the United States go in there and mess with their interest. Okay, so there's going to be a war between Russia and the United States, and when that happens, guess what? Russia have allies, so guess what? China is going to step in, Turkey is going to step in, North Korea is going to step in. Okay, and America have allies, so guess what? NATO is going to step in, Germany is going to step in. You see? And then you're going to have Russia, other allies stepping in, like Iran. Well, Iran is already going to be involved. You're going to have Libya with them. Okay, the Persians, Libya. Okay, the Hamites are going to be on the side of Russia in those days. You see? And just like that, you're going to have the world superpowers over there fighting World War III. Says, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, because the main targets of this nuclear war, when World War III escalates into a nuclear war, the main target of the nuclear war is going to be the United States of America and the land of Israel. With that, I'm going to say shalom, is on to the next one.